Hey everyone, it's Father Tony here. I'm coming to you from my home, and to record this video, I'm actually using a platform that so many of us have had to get used to the past few months, a Zoom meeting. Now it's been about 7 months since we were able to reopen our masses to the public, and at Epiphany, we've had a great 7 months. I have to say that Father Randy and I are so incredibly proud of our parish because we've shown that we take this coronavirus pandemic very seriously. We've all worked together to make our parish a safe place to come, to pray, and to worship. And that's something to be incredibly thankful for. Since we reopened our masses at the end of May, we've seen a small but steady increase in the numbers that have chosen to come back to in-person worship. And so many of them have said that they've come back because they see that we take this seriously and they feel safe at our church. And that's something to be not only thankful for, but incredibly proud of. Something else to be proud of course, is our fantastic Livestream ministry. We have a dedicated team of parishioners who have really stepped up to the plate. And they have given of their time and their talent to make it possible for us to share our experience of the Mass with those that are choosing to stay at home. And that's not just with people who are Epiphany parishioners. We've had people from around the country and even around the world discover our parish because of our live stream, and we receive so many compliments of it. So we are thankful, of course, to those parishioners that made it happen, and we're so thankful to God for the gift of technology that enables us to do this. If you would like to be a part of that team, by the way, we always need more help with our live stream ministry. So you can contact TJ in our parish office and she'll get you set up with the right people. Okay, so what is the point of this video? I just knocked my microphone over. What is the point of this video? The point of this video is to talk about Christmas, right? We're halfway through Advent. I've got my Christmas tree up behind me, and we need to talk about Christmas because Christmas is going to look different this year. So many of us are used to big family parties and going out to lunch with different groups of friends around the holiday season, but this year it just can't happen. And so at Epiphany, we want you to know that we're working very hard to provide some sense of normalcy. So what we're doing is we're providing the opportunity for you to still come to Christmas Mass if you feel safe doing so. We know that a lot of people are choosing to stay home, and we understand that. We totally get that. But what we want to do in this video is share some information to just tell you what we're doing at Epiphany to make Christmas Mass safe and accessible for those who would choose to come. So I've actually made a little slideshow so that you don't have to stare at my face the entire time. So give me 1 second to share my screen with you. And we'll go over here. All right, an Epiphany Christmas. So what are we doing this Christmas at Epiphany? So the first thing that we've done is we've altered our Mass schedule, and we've actually added a Mass. So as you can see on your screen, on Christmas Eve, the first liturgy will be at 4 p.m. And this Mass will be live streamed to our YouTube channel, so you can watch it live or recorded later on there. It will also have ASL interpretation available. We've added a Mass at 7 p.m. And of course, we have our almost midnight Mass at 11 p.m. And then on Christmas Day, we have Mass at 10 a.m. So we've changed the schedule and we've added an extra Mass to make this as accessible as possible for those that choose to come. So just please note the changed Mass times. Now, for our safety information, I think it's best if you go back to the video that we made in May. You can find it on our YouTube channel, but it's also still on our homepage at epiphanycatholicchurch.org. That's called Healthy at Worship. It outlines all the safety practices that we're doing at Epiphany. So you can rewatch that. But just to recap what we're doing, we're going to require that everyone that chooses to come to Mass wear a face mask at all times while they're in our space. And we're also asking that people practice social distancing, maintaining that 6-foot distance from other households at all times. In addition to that, we're also disinfecting our entire space as we usually do after every single liturgy, to make sure that the space that we're using is clean and safe for the next group coming in. Additionally, we're opening the community center for seating as well. So there will be seating in the community center, and we will feed the video and audio from the worship center into the community center and bring Holy Communion into the community center as well. So you may be asking, how on earth are we going to make this all happen? How will it not turn into a giant mess of people, right? So what we're doing is working with this great company called Church Reserve. This company started during the pandemic, and it's really just a group of friends who want to help churches be safe in returning to public worship. And so we're asking that anyone coming to Christmas Mass this year reserve their seats online. And there are a few ways to do that, and I'll walk you through the whole process. So we're asking people to reserve their seats online so that we don't have huge crowds of people showing up and we're having to turn people away, right? The deadline to sign up, by the way, is December the 20th. We know that's like 4 or 5 days before our first Mass, but the reason we're doing that is that the staff will need time to print everything out, to rearrange people if we need to do so, all that stuff, just so you're aware. Now, there are different ways to do this. The preferred way is to go online to this first web address that you see on your screen that I hope I'm not blocking. I'm blocking on my screen. There we go. epiphanycatholicchurch.churchreserve.com. That will take you directly to the website. You can also go to our website, epiphanycatholicchurch.org, and on the homepage, we'll have a link that will take you to the Church Reserve website. If you try those out and you're still having trouble, you can shoot an email to rsvp@epiphanycatholicchurch.org. Just give us your name, some contact information for you, and how many people will be coming to Mass for you and what Mass you would like to attend, and we'll be able to get you taken care of. Now, if you're doing this and you find that you have questions or you need help, your go-to person is going to be Angie Fox, who is our Director of Parish Engagement, and you can give her a phone call. I put her number there on the screen, 780-1012. That's her direct line, so you'll be able to get to her. So now what I'm going to do is stop sharing this screen, and I'm actually going to make a reservation and walk you through how this will work. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to share my other screen. All right. So you can see here that I have gone to epiphanycatholicchurch.churchreserve.com. And when you go to that website, all of our Christmas Masses will pop up. So you can see Christmas Eve Mass 1, 2, and 3 with the date and time over here on the right. And then, of course, our Christmas Day Mass. Now, when I was a kid, we always went to midnight Mass. So I'm going to choose the 11 p.m. Mass. So when you click on the Mass that you want, this form will pop up. So I'll put my name in, and I'll put my email, Father Tony at Epiphany, if I can spell, catholicchurch.org, and I'll put my phone number. And then how many seats? Let's say Mom and I are going to come to Mass together. So we're going to choose 2 seats. Then you hit save. And then you'll need to zoom out a little bit. So there's a zoom in and zoom out over here. And you can see that there is a map of our worship center here. The altar up here at the front, and then all of our seats. Now, if you click and you drag down, you'll find our community center down here, okay? So in the worship center, you'll see that some rows of chairs are gray and some rows of chairs are blue. The gray rows are the ones that are blocked off and not available for seating for social distancing. The blue rows are what you're going to want to go to. You'll see that some chairs are green, and those are chairs, we did a demo. So these are chairs that have been selected and reserved, and you'll see up here the little key. So these seats have been booked. The great thing about this program is that this entire row right here with the 4 green chairs was open. But when these 4 chairs were picked, the program automatically blocked off chairs that we need for social distancing. And so this row could fit 2 more people, right? So what we're going to do, oh, and I forgot one thing. You'll see that some chairs are marked as handicapped. They have the little handicap symbol in them. These are chairs with arms. So we know that many of our parishioners need the chairs that have arms to get up and down. So if you need those chairs, you're going to want to look for the handicap chairs. So Mom and I are coming to Mass, and we are good Catholics, right? So we're going to sit in the very back row. So I pick my 2 seats, review my selection. So the seats I've picked are here: Section C, row 18, seat 1, Section C, row 18, seat 2. Then I click reserve, and that's it. You're all done here. So what it will do is send an email to you with the email address you provided, and it will tell you what the Mass you picked was and what seats you reserved are. Now, keep in mind that the staff is going to go in and make sure that we're using the space as best as we can. So there's a chance that you might get moved. We're going to try not to move people, but you might get moved. So just keep an eye on your email, and you'll have the most up-to-date seat that has been selected for you. Now, we ask that you remember what your seats are. Either print it out or take a screenshot on your phone of what the seats that you have reserved are, and bring that to Mass with you. That way you can seat yourself. If by chance you forget it, we will have people at the welcome desk in the connector that can remind you of what your seats are. When you make your reservation, we ask that you fill up the worship center first, and then once the worship center is filled, start filling up the community center. If you do decide to sit in the community center, know that you may be moved into the worship center if the worship center is not filled. Now, I know this video was a lot of information, but like I said, if you need any help, feel free to contact Angie Fox in the parish office. And we've put a lot of work into this. We think that our Christmas at Epiphany is going to be different, but it's still going to be a beautiful, wonderful celebration, whether you join us in person or online. So I hope you have a blessed and safe Advent. Please remember that deadline of December 20th, and know that all of us are keeping you in prayer. God bless you.